Nobility is the dark matter of society. The pull of dark matter holds galaxies together. Without it, stars would spin off into intergalactic space. Nobility holds societies together. Without nobility, societies disintegrate. Once, the now dark matter of nobility was brilliant and shone throughout space. With nobility, society grows strong, prosperous, decent, and glorious. But it was eclipsed, obscured by virtue, and now it is invisible. The gravitas that held society together is ebbing away. Bits collide, and fragments are flying off into intergalactic space. Virtue cannot hold society together. Rule by virtue is theocracy, which engenders repression and revolt, which engenders collapse. Tyranny also cannot hold a society together forever. It saps the strength of society and engenders corruption, which engenders collapse. Okay, so this is a sermonette, so it had to start with some sort of religious-sounding cosmic nonsense. I will speak more plainly for the rest of this. I want to distinguish nobility and virtue as two quite different types of goodness. I think there are many types of goodness, and much trouble results from trying to assimilate them into a single kind. In particular, much of our current social, cultural, and political trouble stems from having subordinated nobility to virtue. This is not about the words. I'm not going to say that nobility and virtue really mean certain things or should mean those things. I want to point at a distinction, and these words are the best that I found for the two different things that I want to distinguish. I think my use more or less lines up with the common understanding, but both terms are vague and may overlap. For example, nobility and its constituent characteristics, such as wisdom, justice, decency, magnificence, might all be counted as virtues by some. Nobility is the wise and just use of power. Nobility is the aspiration to manifest glory for the benefit of others. Nobility is using whatever abilities we have in service of others. Nobility is seeking to fulfill our inborn human potentials and to develop all of our inborn human qualities. By virtue, I mean roughly the current popular understanding of ethics. It might be more accurate to use the slightly archaic word morals. Whereas nobility is a quality of public actions, virtue is a matter of private life. Virtue inheres in having good mental contents. You think, feel, and say good things. Virtue manifests also as qualities in private life, in relationships, including with one's friends, family, and immediate community. Nobility is not virtue. It does not require virtue. They are not in conflict. They may correlate, but they don't always coincide. You can be a morally bad person and still act nobly. You can be a morally outstanding person and act ignobly through cowardice, ignorance, or incompetence. Virtuous actions are not necessarily or even typically noble, although they may be. Neither nobility nor virtue are intrinsic or innate character traits. They are developed through intention and effort. Developing either does not necessarily develop the other. Nobility does not require authority or position. Power is capability for action. Authority and position can give power, but are neither necessary nor sufficient. Nobility is a quality that anyone can possess and manifest, regardless of position or lack of it. We can all aspire to nobility. We all can be noble. We all are noble sometimes. We can aspire to be noble more often and more effectively. Nobility is a topic I've been wanting to write about for 20 years now. I have an enormous quantity of notes and sketchy drafts. It's become clear that I will never write that up because there's way too much of it. I'm hoping that this new format, which I'm calling radio sermonettes as a friendly way of poking fun at myself, will let me cut it up into bite-sized pieces and thereby make key pieces of it available in public. These may be more accessible to you also than my usual format of long-winded, somewhat academic-sounding book chapters. Nobility is the essence of politics. It concerns the right use of power, which is the proper matter of politics. And yet, nobility is a temporarily lost possibility. At the same time, it is the essence of politics. It is not political in the current sense. Nothing I will say is concerned with what is the correct form of government. In particular, I am not advocating an aristocracy. That is an absurd anachronism. I am not advocating any other sort of autocracy or authoritarianism. Nor will I discuss right versus left. This is not about that. Nor do I advocate political centrism. Much less will I discuss any particular hot-button political issue, political parties, elections, how you win or lose them, or whatever is the current scandal about somebody in politics said something that they shouldn't have. Rather, I will discuss what nobility is, how we lost it, and how we might restore it, both as individuals and as a society. I will discuss the history of how nobility was lost. And because the form of nobility that last existed is no longer suitable for current circumstances, I believe we need to construct a new conception of nobility, a new practice of nobility. As a practical matter, I will suggest activities informal groups or organizations may employ to promote the development of nobility.